What about one player you guys haven't talked about yet, Mykhailo Mudryk, who we got to see check into the second half of this match?
Biggest story of the game for me.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, seeing him back in a Chelsea shirt. What does his future hold? We can't imagine what it has been like for him. And I'm not saying that in terms of extending sympathy. Look, you can see what the rest of the squad think.
First Chelsea appearance in 20 months.
Yeah. So he's played virtually he's played no competitive football. What's that been like for him mentally? What's it been like physically for him? I think the world of football as well will be split. Some will be saying, like the Chelsea bench, look, they've changed the regulations, so therefore he is allowed to play now. So the percentage found in your blood has increased, so he can. Others will say, no, he's a drugs cheat and shouldn't be playing football. Simple as that. You can't couch it in any other terms. Personally, I wish him well. I'd love to think. I've not heard from the young man. I'd love to think that he'd say, whatever the reasons are, it was a mistake and it was a terrible thing for my career. Take responsibility, if indeed he was responsible, and then go on. Can you imagine if he goes on to have a successful career at Chelsea? Wow. It would be a great story. Again, not everybody will be pleased with him. Personally, I would.
Yeah, it did feel very telling when he checked on and it panned over to the bench and you see all of them
Not
clapping.
only the bench, the crowd, the entire crowd cheered. It was really, really refreshing to see to hear the crowd pop, because he has been through a ton, Mykhailo Mudryk. Even before he got to Chelsea, there was the long transfer saga where it seemed like he was maybe going to Arsenal, and then Shakhtar maybe needed more funds, so they went the Chelsea route, and then he didn't really play, and then he had the drugs issue. So he's been through a ton, this young man. On my side, I'm very, very happy for him. I'm happy to see him back. I hope that he has a positive career from here. I don't think it'll be in a Chelsea shirt. I think he'll probably move on to another club, but I really do hope he has a positive career from here on out.
Chelsea have been busy. They've been the busiest Premier League side this window, and that's a theme that we've seen under Blueco, but we see some of those names. We didn't even see a bunch of those names here in this match. And, you know, it has to be said, you had mentioned something at halftime that really caught my ear, Jeff. And as a former player, I think you hit it spot on about the relationships that are built in matches like this. Irregardless of the result, you're looking for positives to take away. What did you make of that relationship with Denny Welbeck and João Pedro in the first half, and even in their time that they played together? Because that could be a front two and maybe a partnership that we see come to fruition for Chelsea to get back on top.
Yeah, I don't think you can you can't read too much into what we saw from them today. What actually I was going to say, think about what you were saying, regardless of the actual physical number on the back, for your money, right now, and I know there's still a month to go, the transfer window, who is Chelsea's number 9?
That's a great question.
João Pedro.
It would have to be João Pedro, but he's not an out-and-out 9, is he? He's a 9.5. He closer to a 10. Today he played behind Welbeck. He looked kind of comfortable at times. He's a player that likes to drop deep. He likes to have the ball at his feet. He doesn't really like to stay high and not be involved in the match. But that is a question. That's a problem for Chelsea. They don't have an out-and-out quality number 9. Nicholas Jackson is an out-and-out number 9, but is he a player that's going to fire you into the top 4? I don't think so. They have an issue there, Chelsea.
I'm just surprised that he didn't go to Arsenal. Arsenal back shopping in Asda. Chelsea at Waitrose.
It's not a...
Are we back there? Very good business for Aston Villa, but sometimes, like, you can lose a player and the money, what are you going to do with it? Do you know who you're going to bring in? They've already brought in Manzambi, Gomez as well from Wolves. That's nearly 100 million gone already. Listen, great signing for Chelsea. I love the kid, what he offers. I mean, you look at his goals. Could he score more goals? Yes. 31 goals, 29 assists, and 125 appearances. But forget about his stats. This player will receive the ball under any pressure, and his running power, what he can do and open up defences. Chelsea have got a star player there. I think he'll start on the left maybe, with Palmer as maybe a 10. And yeah, very sad to see him go, but with obviously the crazy rules, the financial rules, Aston Villa got no choice. And for a player that they brought for 10 million to sell him for 117 is incredible business in 3 years.
It's good business. Jeff, what do you think this says about Chelsea's ability to still sign superstars, given they're not in Europe? It's reported that Xabi Alonso spoke to Morgan Rogers directly,
And
and that's the trump card. Yeah.
That is the trump card for me. I was still shocked. I assumed he was going to Arsenal. Maybe he's had a chat with his mate Eberechi, who, despite picking up a Premier League winners' medal, didn't set the world alight last season after his big money move there. I wonder, you mentioned Xabi, he's going to play on the left. That's not ideal for him, is it?
He can play there, but he prefers the 10, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just wonder whether he puts a question mark over Cole Palmer's future there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well, look, he's a fantastic player. I worry about for Villa. I'm not the only one. Mike has just said, 170 million. What are you going to do with that? Would you have Jack Grealish back?
I would have him back here. I'm not sure he's in the manager's plans, but listen, it's the way of the world now, isn't it? Look at Newcastle losing players, Villa will lose players. These financial fair play rules are killing teams like Villa and Newcastle, and people will be listening saying, here he goes again. But it's true. Aston Villa wouldn't have wanted to sell him. He's the gaffer's son, basically. We used to call players. I was the gaffer's son at Villa, so was Ashley Young with Martin O'Neill. So is Morgan Rogers. He would have been the last player would have wanted to sell. But for that money, it's good business. But I'm just surprised that he didn't go to Arsenal. Arsenal back shopping in Asda. Chelsea at Waitrose.
It's not a...
Are we back there?
It certainly looks like it.
And an Allguard coming in for Arsenal, maybe? It's a great feat for Aston Villa, but it's just frustrating. Like when you want to go to the next level, the rules don't allow you. Aston Villa's owners would spend 200 million every window they could. Obviously, they can't because of the rules. They have to sell him, evens out the books, and now they can go again.
Will you clap him when he comes back to Villa Park? Yeah.
Tielemans, no problem. Digne, Morgan Rogers, happy for them. What they've done for that football club, Aston Villa, amazing. I think every fan will feel the exact same.
Yeah. I look, I'm not sure from an Arsenal perspective. You're a Chelsea fan right now. You're feeling excited about the new season. That's for sure. Xabi Alonso in charge, and now having signed Morgan Rogers.
Back them top four, wouldn't you? No European football. Look at Manchester United. Had no European football. Back Chelsea to finish top four.
You'd have to give them a chance. Yeah, you'd have to give them a good chance.
Arsenal.
After returning to work with the squad, Rodgers wasted no time showing exactly why Chelsea were so determined to bring him to Stamford Bridge. During his first training sessions, the England international was involved in intense drills, attacking exercises and shooting practice, and some of the moments reportedly caught the attention of both Xabi Alonso and his Chelsea teammates. For Alonso, this is exactly what he wants to see. A player who is hungry. A player who wants to impress. And a player who isn't afraid to take responsibility when the ball reaches his feet. Rodgers has already established himself as a dangerous attacking player in the Premier League, and Chelsea supporters will be hoping that his best qualities can now be transferred to Stamford Bridge. His strength is one of the first things that stands out. Rodgers can receive the ball under pressure, use his physicality to protect possession and then drive directly toward defenders. But it's not just about strength. He has pace. He has close control. He can create chances. And when he gets into dangerous positions, he isn't afraid to shoot. That's what makes his arrival particularly interesting for Xabi Alonso. Chelsea have plenty of talented attackers, but Rodgers gives the manager another player capable of carrying the ball forward and changing the tempo of an attack. Imagine Chelsea winning possession in midfield. The ball reaches Rodgers. Instead of slowing the attack down, he turns, drives forward and immediately puts the opposition defense under pressure. That's the kind of football that can make a difference in tight Premier League matches. And this is only the beginning. Rodgers still has to adapt to his new teammates, understand Alonso's tactical system and compete with other talented players for a starting position. But if his early training performances are anything to go by, he certainly doesn't appear to be afraid of the competition. And that's where the excitement comes from. Chelsea supporters aren't simply looking at another new signing. They're looking at a player who could potentially become a major part of this new Chelsea project. Alonso will also know that pre-season performances don't automatically guarantee success. Training is one thing. Competitive matches are another. But these sessions give the manager important information. They show him which players are sharp, which players are adapting quickly, and which players are ready to fight for their place. For Rodgers, the message is simple: keep working, keep improving, keep attacking. Because Chelsea have high expectations, and if he can combine his physical power, pace, creativity and finishing ability with Alonso's tactical ideas, he could become a very important weapon for the Blues. The season hasn't even started yet. But Morgan Rogers has already given Chelsea fans something to be excited about. Now the question is no longer whether he can impress during training. The real question is, can Morgan Rogers take that confidence into competitive football and become one of Chelsea's breakout stars? Xabi Alonso will certainly be watching. The Chelsea supporters will be watching, and Morgan Rogers now has the perfect opportunity to show everyone exactly what he can do.